Hey folks, this is Master Healer Mead Newman with Renewed Spirit Healing, and we're going to do another episode of Notes from My Garden. Now, it's spring, and that means that there are things that are changing. And first of all, I will admit that my garden chewed me out for not having been in it much this last few weeks. It made it very clear to me that you cannot get inspiration sitting in the same place doing the same things. You have to do something new. You have to get out and have outside inspiration come into you. You don't get refilled by doing the same things over and over and over again. So, that being said, today I got out and I got into my garden and I was doing a little bit of maintenance bits. I was adding some marigolds to a pansy bed so the rabbits won't eat the pansies because, so I have been told, apparently rabbits have a tasty liking for the pansies. So, whether they do or they don't, doesn't matter. That's what I was doing. And as I was digging into a part of the garden that I haven't been in a while, I started coming across some really big old roots that were finally ready to let go and get out of there. And it reminded me, sometimes when we make a big break away from something, we get done with that habit or we get done with that thing or we start doing new things. But that doesn't mean that the structures that we built in our lives necessarily all went away at that same moment. There are parts of our habits, parts of the way that we just move through life that we don't realize we have done them because we're working around something that requires our time, our energy, or just physically space in our lives, until we've gotten past a point where we're using that space and we come to use that space again and find something that no longer serves us in that space. So this spring, I know things have been feeling really discombobulated is the word I've been using a lot, but confusing, chaotic. A lot of us have been feeling very out of sorts. And yes, some of it is probably the pandemic and the fact that we've been dealing with this kind of stuff for a year. But it's also the fact that we are progressing. Spring is a time for the digging up and the remodeling of our lives. You can't plant seeds in a garden without digging into the soil. Likewise, you can't plant new structures in your life without digging into the foundation and allowing roots to grow that entwine through all of the pieces of yourself. So I am going to encourage you all to take a few deep breaths and go explore the pieces of you that haven't been looked at for a while, and do it with a sense of curiosity. Do it with a sense of how could you make this more fitting for you in the you that you are today. I'm sure things served you quite well in the past, but we're not in the past. We're also not in the future. We are here today. So meet yourselves where you are today and go explore the things. Let yourself dig in and find those old, huge roots and allow yourself to build something new, something that can grow and be magnificent now that you've made room for it. Because you are worthy of growth. You're not a plastic houseplant. You are going to grow and change and evolve. You're an amazing person. And you need the space to do that, and you need the groundwork, the soil work to do that. And that sometimes can get rough and tumble, and that can pull out some chunks of things that you go, oh, I still had that. And some of those things that you're going to pull up are going to be a little painful. But it is so important to go ahead and let yourself do that. You know, sometimes it's worth ripping off the bandage or pulling out the splinter so that you can heal. And sometimes it's worth it just to finally realize that you don't need some of these things in your life anymore. So get rid of them. Make room for the new beautiful things. Whether it's pansies, whether it's, you know, your next huge cedar tree that's going to grow for 1,000 years. Let yourself be what you are today and become what you're going to become tomorrow. So, I thank my garden for being a very graceful piece of inspiration to me today. If you like what kinds of things I say and like the kinds of teachings that I do, the simple wisdom that comes from the natural world, I'm going to learn how to speak again. I am going to encourage you to go ahead and either donate or become a sponsor for Renewed Spirit Healing. Sponsors have a variety of levels of things that they can get, but basically the bigger the sponsorship, the more goodies you get to get. Donations are always gratefully received because they help me continue to do the things that I do, both in the community and for my clients. And of course, if you want to schedule a session or get in on a class or have me teach a class to a group of people, then I encourage you to go take a look at the website, www.renewedspirithealing.com. You can also find me on Facebook at Renewed Spirit Healing, Facebook, Instagram. I'm even on LinkedIn as Mead Newman, I think. And I think that's about it. But you stay safe, continue to grow, and be the beautiful, amazing, natural things that you can be. Light's blessings to you all.